welcome you all on the behalf of Rahul Anand tutorials. So as you know that I am Rahul Anand and this is supported on my channel whose name is actually the Rahul Anand tutorials. So now let's begin with the very interesting topics which are often being asked in terms of your Neet, open the aims, open the All India Pre-Medical Examination. So these are literally belonging from which of the chapters of your book. So these are belonging from the here mean the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So now let's understand about these means what are actually the flowers. So what are flower? Flower are the reproductive part of angiosperm. Now, so when we are talking about these means what are actually the angiosperm, you are having the three different types of the era. Such as what? Such as the Paleozoic era. Then the Mesozoic era. Then what? Then the Caneozoic era. Often in terms of the Mesozoic era, you are having what? So these are known as the age of reptiles. So you know about the reptiles very clearly. In the third, we are having the Caneozoic era. Directly proportional for what? Directly proportional for the angiosperm age. So now, let's try to discover the different parts in terms of what? In terms of your flowers. So you could often find here on the board here. Now, so these are actually what? So these are the calyx, corolla, then what? Androgium, often the gynoecium. Now, so when we are talking about the here, means what are actually the calyx. So it will be directly proportional for the here, means the sepal scales. After that you are having what? So after that you are having here, mean the corolla. So it will be actually what? So it will be the testicle. Fine. After that in the third you are having what? After that you are having the androgium, then the gynoecium. Often when we are talking about these means what are actually the here, mean the androgium, it will be what? So it will be the male reproductive part as well as these are actually what? So these are the stamen. So after that you will be having the gynoecium. So what are actually gynoecium? Gynoecium will be the here, mean the female reproductive parts, and these are actually what? So these are the carpels. So now, after that you are often having the different parts, such as in terms of the here, mean the female reproductive part, means what? Mean the here, mean the androgen. It will be localized where? So it will be localized on the between portion. After that, here means what? The female reproductive part. Female reproductive part will be occupied by what place? It will be in the middle portion of the flower. With reference, when we are talking about the male reproductive part, it will be on the corner side. So you could popularly often find here on the board here. Now, so these are the female reproductive part. Often here you are having the male reproductive part. After that you are having the petals as well as the sepals. Often the thymus. So what are actually the petals role? So very clearly, so these are actually having these receptors as well as the attractive part, playing important role in term for what? Playing important role in term to attract the insect for carrying the course of what? For carrying the course of the pollination. Now, when we are talking about these means what are actually the pollination. So what are actually the pollination? The whole wonderful process of the transfer of the pollen grains from the anther to stigma. It will be coming under what? So it will be coming under the pollination case. Often. So these pollinations are being employed by what? In terms of the insects. As well as what? By what mode of the pollination? The anemophili. Means what? In terms of the mode of the air. Find here. Now, after that you are often having these, means the thalamus. So these are actually known as what? So these are known as the mother axis. Find here. Also these are known as what? So these are known as the solen ascending portion of the stalk. So you could often understand that these are particularly being localized in terms of the pinpoint of the ascending portion as well as these particularly descend in terms of the both of the direction. Thus it is given the name of the here mean the thalamus. Find it. So now let's understand about these means what are actually the megagametogenesis. So these are the wonderful process of what? Of transfer of the egg as well as what? As well as the female gametes from what? From the megaspore. It is known as what? So it is known as the megagametogenesis. Find here. Now, so when we are talking about these, it is particularly resolving as well as having the certain types of the steps in it. Fine. Often when we are talking about these, so you could often understand that here we will be having the 7 cell as well as the 8 nucleus. So what does it role playing an important role? So we'll be understanding about these. So what are actually the roles of the 7 cell as well as the 8 nucleus here. Now, so these are particularly being employed in terms of the following certain steps. So you could often find here on the board here. Now, understand about the role of these means the 7 cells as well as what? As well as the 8 nucleate gametophyte in terms of the detail. So our process of the megagametogenesis is being employed as well as being promoted by what? it is being promoted with reference to the certain of the following steps. So let's proceed as well as understand about these in the detail. So in the first step we are having the functional megaspore with reference to what of the number of the cells, it will be n in number. After that you will be having the division. So we are having the two different types of the division. These are actually what? So these are the mitosis as well as the meiosis. So when we are talking here in terms of the case of the megagametogenesis, you will be having what kind of the cell division? It will be the here in the mitosis. So what are actually mitosis? These are known as the equiton cell division. What will be happening in this case? The cells in terms of the parental cells which actually divide, as well as the daughter cells which are literally being formed. It will be what? It will be resembling the similar number of the chromosomes as well as the resemblance as like their parents. But literally when we are comparing the case on with in terms of what? Within term of the here in the meiosis. So these are generally found with. So these are found in terms of the gametophytic stage. Often what? Often known as the reductional division. Why is it so? This is due to because in this case the chromosomes number will be reduced by half. So after that we will be having the chalazion nuclei as well as the micropylar nuclei found here. So these are actually what? So these are actually the part of the nuclei, primarily generating by the mode of what? By the mode of the division in terms of what? In terms of here mean the mitosis case, as well as the functional megaspore are particularly being what? Divided in terms of these mean the chalazion nuclei as well as the micropylar nuclei. On the second hand we are having what? So we will be having the another division in terms of what mode? In terms of the mode of the this mode only means the meiosis, mitosis actually. So this will be particularly means your nuclei will be divided again and again. In term we will be having the two of the nuclei. So these are known as what? So this will be known as the chalazion dyes as well as what? As well as the micropylar dyes. So why is it so? This is due to because the nucleus just divided again into the two. Fine here. Here. So after that what will be happening? So after that your chalazion nuclei as well as the micropylar nuclei will often be further divided again into what? Into the by the mode of these means the mitosis. Into what? Into the two of the nuclei again. So this will be known as what? So this will be known as the chalazion dyes as well as the micropylar dyes found here. So these will be particularly divided again and again after in terms of what? Chalazion quadrant, then the micropylar once into the four of the nucleus in term we will be having what? So we will be having the here mean the micropylar quadrant. So it will be having the certain types of the things in it, such as what? Such as the antipodal cells as well as what? As well as the secondary polar. Often the here means what? The integuments as well as the another type of the components such as the egg apparatus as well as the synapse. So these are having the certain types of the thing in it, such as what? Such as the antipodal cell. Often what? Often the secondary polar as well as what? Often the micropylar end. So likewise here the micropylar end as well as the another component such as what? Such as the egg apparatus. Often the synergid cells. Find here. So here synergid cells, the egg apparatus, secondary polar as well as the antipodal. So we'll be understanding about this now in terms of the detail. So these are having the particularly integuments. Then what? Then the hilum. Often the micropylar end. Often the synergid cells as well as the secondary polar. Often what? The antipodal cells. So now let's understand about this in terms of the detail here found here. So now let's understand about these in terms of the details, such as what are actually the funicle, then the hilum. Often we are having the integuments, then the nucleus. So what are actually the hilum? So these are the connective link between what? So these are the connective link means the hilum with reference to your ovule, then what? Then the placenta. So when we are talking about these means what are actually the placenta. So what are actually the placenta? In terms of our body also, in terms of our mother, we are having the placenta, a specialized type of the tissue, playing an important role to promote what? To provide the nutrition as well as give the nutrition with reference to what? With reference when the child is in the embryonic stage in terms of the motherhood. So placenta is what? These are actually the kind of the tissue in terms of the codex, the amount of the nutrition such as what? Such as these in the biomolecules, the protein, the lipids as well as the carbohydrates, CHO are literally being promoted as well as being transported. Often we are having the stem cell. So these are often being promoted in terms of what? In terms when we are having the baby, in terms of what? In terms of our motherhood in the first trimester stage, the second trimester stage as well as the third trimester. So after that we are having the hilum. So role will be what? So it is the junction as well as the connective link between what? Between the here mean the ovule as well as the here mean the funicle. After that you are often having the certain parts. So we have dealt about these means the hilum as well as the funicle. Then what? Then the nucleus. So you are very clear about these means we will be having the integuments playing important role to provide what? To provide the support in terms of the mechanized strength to what? Well, to actually our megagametogenesis. Often we will be having what? The nucleus. So these are particularly being supported as well as being surrounded by what mode? By the help of these only means the integuments case found here. So here is somewhat the layer of the integuments here. So now let's understand about these in detail. What are actually the different parts in terms of our megagametogenesis? So this will be having what? This will be having the integuments, the hilum, often the funicle, then the chaliza. Often you will be having the another parts such as the micropylarine, the chalical ties in. So literally, now let's understand about what are actually the hilum. So these are what? So these are the stalk-like structure, often known as what? So these are the stalk-like structure as well as just like the connective link between what? Between your ovules as well as what? As well as the placenta. So you are very clear about what are actually the placenta. Playing important role in terms of the human body also, often in terms of what? In terms of the mammals. So playing important role as well as are what? So these are actually the tissue playing important role to transport the bulky amount of the nutrition from the mother's body towards the parental body. In terms of what? In terms of the offspring. When the child in term present as well as in the embryonic stage. So we will be having the three different types of the trimesters. So these are actually what? So these are the first trimester. Generally in terms of the here mean the 3 months of the stage. Then we will be having the second trimester as well as the third trimester. By this literally the childbirth is often being calculated. You could often understand that the whole overall development of the child or either the baby is being promoted in terms of the motherhood by this mechanism only in terms of the 9 months of the course. So now, so you understand about the what are actually the hilum or what? So these are particularly the stalk-like structure as well as the connective link between what? As well as the connective link between the here means the ovule as well as the placenta. Now, so let's proceed with the second one. So we'll be having what? So we'll be having the here in the funicle. So what are actually the funicle? So when we are talking about what are actually the funicle, so these are the stalk-like structure as well as the point of attachment as well as the junction or either the link between what? Between the link between the ovules as well as the placenta. So you are very clear about the ovules. So this structure will be coming under nothing else but the ovules case. After that we are having the placenta. So what are actually the placenta? Tell me. So placenta is the connective link with reference in terms of the mammalian body within term of what? From the parental body towards the offspring body. Where the here means your offspring or either the baby will be in the embryonic stage in terms of what course? In terms of the 3 stages of the first trimester, the second trimester as well as the third trimester. So you are very clear about this. Now, placenta are actually the tissue. Now let's proceed with reference to the here with the hilum. So what are actually the hilum? So hilum are the junction of what? So hilum are the junction. So now, after that you will be having. After that we are having the hilum. So what are actually the hilum? So these are the junction with reference to your funnel, funicle. After that you will be having the funicle. So these are actually what? So these are the junction with reference to the ovule as well as the funicle. In the third we will be having the nucleus. So you are very clear about the nucleus. So these are actually what? So these are the bulky mass of cell playing as well as present where it will be present in term by the protective layer of the integument. So you could find here on the board. So these are actually the protective layer of the integument. And in this we will be having the what? The nucleus. After that in last we will be having the integuments. So integuments are what? So these are the particular covering as well as playing important role to provide the protection in terms of our whole the structure demonstration which we have demonstrated here, found here. After that we'll be having these means what are the nucleus integuments. So now, after that you will be having what? After that you will be having what? After that you will be having the nucleus. So what are actually the nucleus? Tell me. So these are actually the bulky mass of cell which will be present in terms of what? Which will be present in terms of the here in the surrounding structure of your integuments. And when we are talking about the integuments, so what are actually the integuments? So these are the protective layer in which your nucleus will be surrounded, as well as overall diagram demonstration which you have understood, such as the antipodal cells, the synergy cells, the secondary polar, as well as the egg apparatus will be particularly big included with reference to what things? With reference to these means the here the integument. So you could find here popularly. So this is somewhat the condition when we are talking about the demonstration about the flowers, as well as what are actually the megagametogenic, as well as these are involving what kinds of the certain steps, as well as we have often understood what are actually the funicle, the hilum, the nucleus, the integument, often the micropylarine, the chalazal end, often what the chalazal stages in terms there are the certain types of the mechanisms involved, such as the mitosis division. So mitosis are what you have often understood, as well as these are particularly being divided in terms of our nucleus, such as what? Such as the chalazal types, as well as the micropylar types. Then what? Then the chalazal quadrate, as well as the micropylar quadrate. Finally, we get this kind of the resemblance, as well as the permutable structure of the megagametogenic. So I thought you have got the concept. So you could often write this. So if you like the work with reference to the agitation, as well as the lectures, as well as what? As well as the videos. So you could often subscribe, like, as well as comment below in the text. Thus, I will be knowing that what concept actually you are hungry for, or what haven't you understood or either got. So very thank you. With reference to what? With reference to the Rahul Anand tutorial. So very thank you.